Hello students. So today we'll start a new chapter, that is chapter 4 of your textbook. The name of the chapter is sorting materials into groups. So let us start from this name also. What is to mean by what do you mean by sorting and materials and group? We have three terms here. We need to learn all these things. What is material? Any sub object. For example, a football is a material, a cup is a material, rice is a material. Okay, any object is a material. Okay, it is clear. Then group means whenever you are keeping some same things together, it is known as a group. For example, in your home you have 5 cows, so you can say group of cow. In your classroom you are 10 student, so I can say group of 10 student. That means all are students, so group of 10 student. Okay, that means we are collecting some same things, similar things in a place together, and we are saying it as a group. For example, 10 boys are playing, so I will say that a group of boys is playing. That means all are human beings, all are boys, all same, they are playing together, so I can consider it as a group. So I think material group is clear to you now. Then sorting. What does sorting means? Look at this image on background. You have seen, for example, here people have kept these all capsicum together, and for example here they have kept all carrot together. That means they are keeping different types of thing in different place. Arranging thing according to a certain plane, certain order is known as sorting. For example, if you go to a grocery shop, you will see there, for example, there are 5 boxes of chocolate. In each box, there are different type of chocolate. So here, arrange things in such a way that if you open one box, you will get, for example, carrots. If you open second box, for example, you will get some different kinds of, for example, central fruits you will get. That means he have sorted things into different groups according to some basic criteria. So these are known as sorting procedure. If you consider the example of your school, what happens in school? In your class 6, you are 10 or 15 boys. Okay, in class 7 there are some boys, in class 8 there are some students. In all each of the class there are students, but they have some different features or characters. For example, 6 students, they will read some specific book, then 7 students will have different books. Based upon certain differences, we have grouped you guys in different places. Okay, different groups, class 6, class 7, class 8, and we have kept you in different places. Class 6 one class, class 7 another class, class 8 another class. So what we are doing, initially we are grouping you guys, and after that we have sorted you according to a certain plane. So sorting is a process in which we allot some place to different object. Okay, so we'll discuss more clearly, but this is just a brief about it. So when you look around, you see large number of things like desk, chair, blackboards, doors, fans, toys, mobile, cloth, shoes, computers, and so on. So in your home also, if you now are sitting in your home, if you just look around your home, what are the different things over there? You will found in your hand there is a mobile phone, copy is there, table is there, chair is there, bed is there. Then in your home, fan is there. Okay, different clothes, your shoes are there. You may have a computer also, different toys are there. So these are the different things you will get easily in your home. All these things are known as objects. So what is an object? Whatever thing you can see, you can touch, okay, in your home are known as object. Anything that we can see or touch is called an object. So what are the objects you have around you? In your hand you have a mobile phone, so mobile phone is an object. You are sitting on a chair, so chair is an object because you can see it, you can touch it. Then you have a table. Okay, your table you can see, you can touch, so your table is an object. You have books is an object because you can feel it, you can touch it, you can see it. Okay, so it is an object. So if I say a song is not an object because you can't see a song, you can't touch a song. Can you touch a song? You can hear a song, but you cannot touch. If I say air is not an object because you can't see air, you can't touch air. So remember, what are objects? the things which you can touch and see. All objects differ in shape, size, color and many other aspects also. But all objects are made up of one or more materials and have different properties. Okay, they are saying that all objects are differ in some shape, size, color and many other aspects. For example, you have chair in your home and table also. Both are made up of wood, but the shape of the chair and shape of the table both are different. You have science book, you have maths book. Both are books, both are made of paper, but the science book may have different color, the maths book have different color, and the size of the book also may vary. One may be thin book, the small book, one may be big book. Okay, so based upon certain characters, all objects different in their appearance. Okay, but all objects are made up of one or more materials and have different properties. But if you now consider, for example, your book, for preparing your book, what are the different materials required? Firstly, they will need a paper, they will need paper, then they will need ink for typing or writing. Similarly, for preparing a chair, what you need? First, you need wood, then you need nails, then you need some skilled workers. Okay, then you need some machines to cut these instruments. So these are the different materials you are using. So they are telling is that all the objects, whatever you see around you, are made using more than one or more materials. Different materials are united together to form the object. If you consider your mobile phone, whichever you are using now, this mobile phone is not made by only one part. There will be number of parts. Camera is there, different touch screen is there, the battery is there, different charger is there. All together is constituting the mobile phone. So these are all materials which are united together to form the object. To study all the objects around us, we need to classify them. So you cannot just read everything all together. For example, you cannot compare rice with electricity. You have fan in your home, it is an object, and you have, for example, you have a plate in your home, both are object, but you cannot compare your plate with the fan. That means you need to group these things into separate groups. For example, for utensils, home utensils one group, for electricity purpose all one group. You can compare your mobile phone with the fan, okay, but you cannot compare the for example a cup or plate with the fan, because these are two different group. One is a utensil and another one is your electricity use machine. So you need to group these things into two different group before you compare this. So for this is the reason we need to classify things into some different groups. So what is classification of objects? See, it is this chapter is one of the very simple chapter you will ever learn in your class 6 standard. Okay, this have nothing specific term is there, all the common terms. Okay, everything you see around your daily life in your home, they are just giving you the examples of this. This is very simple, just be attentive. What is classification object? A grocery shop has many things in image. If all the things were dumped together in one place, the shopkeeper would never be able to find the things that the buyers want. But in most grocery stores, things are arranged systematically. For example, all kind of, okay, then toiletries are placed together at one place. These are further stored into out one group. Like example, toothpaste and placed together in the place, and soap at another. Sorry. So what they are saying, classification. If you visit one grocery shop, for example, you see this grocery shop image. Here also in your book also you will have a clear image. Look at that image. Or just imagine a grocery shop. You have visited a grocery shop with your mother to buy certain things. What you will see in the shop, they have kept things in a systematic way. For example, in one packet they have kept rice, on other packet they have kept this your cereals such as dal, on another packet they have atta. Okay, in the shelves they have kept oil bottles together. Then after oil, in one place they have kept Colgate, then other place they have kept the soaps. All they have kept in different places, isn't it? See in this diagram, here they have kept some material, same type, here one type, here one type, here one type. all at different time. They have make some space for each type of material. That means they have grouped these things. What will happen if you go to a grocery shop and you mix all dal, chawal, then atta, then toothpaste, everything you mix, and then if I go and I ask him give me 1 kg of rice, can he give? No, because everything is mixed. So this is the reason why we need to classify things. If he have arranged everything nicely, then what he can do, if you visit this shop and if you tell him give me this yellow packet, so he need not to search anywhere because he knows he have kept it separately here. But if you mix everything over here, what will happen, he need to search it, it will waste time. Okay, the advantages of sorting and placing things group wise is that it becomes very easy to locate a particular thing. So why we need to arrange things, classify things and arrange things into different groups? Because whenever you need to find something, it will be easy to you to find. One more example I am giving, try to relate. In your home, for example, your two brother and one sister, okay, you read in class 6, your younger brother read in class for example class 4, and your elder sister reads in class 8. So obviously what will happen, all of you will keep your books separately. You will not mix your class 6 book with your brother's class 4 book or your sister class 8 book, right? Why you are keeping all the books separately, all your books separately? Because whenever you need to study, you can take the book easily out. But if you mix all books, your sister book, your brother book, all books together, what will happen? If you need to something to study, you cannot find book easily, you need to search again and again. So to avoid this wastage of time, okay, and to make the process of searching easy, we need to sort things into different groups. I think it is now clear. So what is grouping? Group classification, grouping different objects on the basis of certain similarities and dissimilarities is called classification. So now I think it is clear to you. If you group things or objects on the basis of certain similarities and dissimilarities. For example, if I give you water bottles, beautiful bottles, and in one side I am giving you oil bottles, okay, water bottle in oil bottle, what will do, and I am giving you this shelf, you need to clip these things. So what I will do, I'll keep all water bottle in one side and all oil bottle on other side, okay, and here I'll give one partition or I'll leave the some space to separate these two things. That means based upon certain properties or similarities, that means all oil bottles will look same, all will have some color, but water bottles all water have no color, so this all will be same. So based upon some similarities and dissimilarities, I am classifying things, grouping things, and this process is known as classification. Okay, now why we need to classify things? There are some importance of classification things, classifying things, okay. So we need to learn on this. The first is it has in systematic study of objects. So if you classify things in simple way, what will happen, if you better way, you need, whenever you need to study anything, you will get it easily. Just now I'll give an example of books. In your home, if you keep books in a systematic way, then what will happen, whenever you need to open any book, you can easily find the book, so it will make your task easy. It helps in identifying and locating things. So if you classify things in systematic way, whenever you need, you can identify, okay, on this shelf or on this table I have kept this book, so you can locate and identify things more easily. It helps to study the properties of object of one category and also observe any pattern in these properties. So if you consider the previous example of oil bottle and water bottle, if you are keeping all water bottle together, what will happen, this all are of same category. Now you can see if there are 10 bottles, for example, if there are 1 2 3 4 5 bottles, okay, 5 water bottles are there. Now you can see this bottle water color is good and this water is somewhat it is polluted or not good, so it will have some what should I say, some waste on it, okay, some black waste or some stone inside it. So yes, all these are together, so you can compare one good with the bad or bad with the good, so it makes your study simple. Okay. Next is, it helps us to know the members of a group differ from those of other group. And if you keep all things, for example, these are water bottles, now consider oil bottles. So you, in one side you are keeping all water bottle, on the other side you are keeping all oil bottle. Now anyone can look at this and he or she can say that okay, this looks different from this because one is colorless, one have color, one is tall in size, one is small in size. So based upon this comparative nature, you can study different things, okay, and you can identify these things more easily. So these are some of the importance where you need to study, classify things, okay. Then we have a small activity, you all need to perform this. I am explaining it, but you need to perform it by yourself, okay. To classify given objects on the basis of given criteria of foods, vegetables, cereals, fibers and species. So you need to classify things on different groups. For example, first group is food, vegetables, spice, cereal and fiber. They have given solved some. You know, apple is a food, potato is a vegetable, okay, so potato is gun, apple is gun. Next is chili. Chili is what? Chili is spice. Then fiber is cotton. In the last chapter just you read, fiber is cotton. So let I will solve one more table and next last table we will solve. So name one more food. What food we have here? Orange, tomato, rice, mango. Mango is a fruit, so we will write here mango, okay, one done. Next vegetable, any vegetable, tomato, okay. Next spice, any spice over there, turmeric. This is very simple. Any cereal, wheat, okay. Oh, wheat they have used. So next I have orange, maize, okay. Maize is the next one, maize, okay, maize. Then the cotton fiber. The next fiber, you know, silk is a fiber, just you read in the last chapter, silk. So try to solve this last one and show me. This is one of your homework, okay. I will not give today separately any homework in group. You need to join the class to read, because most of the students do not join the class, they just copy from the group and they miss this video class, but it is very essential to join. So the remaining is your homework. You need to solve this and show me. So the next is materials. So now we know what is grouping, what is classification. Now we need to learn what are the materials. So a substance or thing that is used in making different object is called material. What is a material? Any substance or thing that is used for making different object is called material. Consider the chair on which you are sitting. For making the chair, what you need wood. First of all you need wood, then nails, then some instruments. So these things using which you are making the chair, the object, all the materials. What are materials? The things you are using. Wood is a material, your nails are material, different instruments are material. For example, you are making tea. So what are the different things you are using? You are using sugar, you are using milk, you are using water, you are using then tea. So these are the materials. All the objects are made up of one or more kinds of material. As I told, for making chair you need nails, wood. So all the objects are made up of one or more materials. For example, a chair is made up of wood, as wood is a material. A spoon is made up of steel, so steel is a material, okay. Some more examples of materials are cotton, silk, coal, iron, plastic, etc. are examples of materials. Materials can be generally of two types. One is natural, another one is human made. So basic example, you know, natural means materials can be two types. One is natural, which are directly obtaining from nature. Another one is human made. For example, if in certain purpose you are using wood, for making chair you are using wood. Wood is not human made, you are getting it from plants, so it is natural. For making cloth you are using wool, then silk. These you are obtaining from different animals or plants. So these are what, these are also your natural material. But you want to make the chair, instead of wood you want to make it of plastic. Plastic you are not getting from any natural thing, not from animal, not from plants. You are, people have discovered plastics in industry. These are human made. So these are known as human made materials. So now you know what are man made and what are natural. For example, wood is obtained from nature, so wood is a natural material. Plastic is made in factories, okay, so it is a human made materials. So now I guess you have idea about materials. So we'll move to the next. An object made of different material. So one object, for example a chair, can be made of different materials. For example, wood, it can be made of a plastic, it can be made of steel. There are different things can be used for making one thing. The same object may be of different materials. For example, we use plate in our daily life. A plate may be made up of different materials like plastic, glass, stainless steel, brass or silver. So they are saying that there may be alternatives for making one object. If you want to make a chair, you can make it with what the options. With wood you can make, with plastic you can make chair, or with steel you can make, with iron you can make. There are different options. So they are saying that an object made can be made up of different materials. Similarly, if you want to make a plate which you daily use in our life, plate can be made of plastic. You know, all of you have used plastic plates in home. Plate can be made of glass, it can be made of steel plates are very common. Then it can be made of brass or silver. So one material can be made up of different material, sorry, one object can be made up of different materials. Okay, so we have another activity to find different materials from which the given objects are made. So what are the different materials we can use for making these objects? For example, first chair, I have just solved this in the last slide. Plastic and wood are the different materials. What other things we can use for making chair? Is there any other option? Cotton, copper, iron. We can use iron also, right? Then for cloths, what we can use for making cloths? Cotton, first of all, cotton cloths are there. Cotton. Then we have silk. Then we have silk. Another option, polyester is there. Last chapter we did. Polyester is there. Then leather. We have leather cloths. Leather is there. Then plastic, nylon cloths are there. Nylon. Then gold, silk, canvas, steel, rubber, aluminium. Okay, so this is for clothes. Then you need to write for coins, utensils, shoes and pen. You need to solve all these. Okay, ultimate thing you need to read is what are different materials and objects you need to identify. For making coin, what do you use for making coins? You all have seen coins. Coin can be in ancient time when king was there, different king was there, they used to make coins of gold, then silver. In present, what you use? Coins of aluminium, steel. These are the different things you in copper coins are there. Similarly, for making pen, what you use for pen? For pen, rubber, canvas, wool, steel, nylon, gold, silk, leather, polyester, iron, plastic pens are there. Okay, so you can give this example. So in this way you need to solve all these. Okay, next, different types of materials, objects made from same material. So this point is saying that there can be different materials, different objects which can be made by same material. For example, plastic is the best example. Okay, plastic can be used for making this mug, toothpaste, different plastic bags, then different utensil, different toys, your chair, then table. In most of the things plastic is used. The plastic is one type of material. Plastic is a material, but it can be used to make different kinds of objects. You are getting my point. they are saying that in the last slide we said that for making one thing there can be different materials. Now they are saying that different one thing can be used for making different materials. This plastic can be used for making different types of materials. Okay, so here also one more activity we have. This is to find different types of objects that can be made from same material. You solve this at home. Okay, similar to the previous one. This is an object made up of combination of materials. Now they are saying this, an object can be made by using 2 or 3 materials. Initially in the previous cases we learned different things, but here he is saying that, for example, you are mixing A and B and you are getting the object. That means you are using 2 types of materials. For example, a biscuit is an object that is made by combining 4 materials: white flour, sugar, milk and vanaspati ghee. So how people prepare biscuits? For making biscuit they mix 4 things. It is white flour with sugar, milk and vanaspati ghee. For example, you want to prepare a chair. So what you will use for making chair? You will use nails, then wood. So you are mixing you are using 2 types of materials to get a final object, that is a chair. So this is saying that an object can be made up of by a combination of materials. An object can be made up of combination of materials. Here also one more activity you have. You need to solve this. So today I have given as a whole 4 activity. These are your homework. Yes, tomorrow is Sunday, so you need to solve this and you need to submit it on the next class, that is on Monday, Tuesday. Okay, so you have read so much. So what is the conclusion of all this? An object may be made of different material. Just now we explained. Different types of object can be made up of same material. Just we explained. An object may have, okay, just these things we have explained. They are just giving this overall sum up. To decide which material should be used for making a given object, we need to study the properties of different materials. So if you want to make a chair, you will not use, for example, you will not use water, you will not use potato for making chair. You need to know what materials you need. For making chair you need plastic, or you need wood, you need nails, isn't it? For making you want to make, for example, what should we give example? You want to make a shirt. To make a shirt, what you need? You need strings, you need stitching machine, you need needle, you need cloths. Okay, for making shirt now you don't need wood. For making chair you need wood, but for making a shirt you don't need wood. So you need to need very clearly that what are your needs, what material you need. It is of utmost important. So knowing the basics of each type of material is very important here. Okay, so this is for today. Thank you. Now you can ask your doubts. Okay, thank you.